Good morning to you laddies, my name is Assassin and welcome to a game called Of the Devil. Okay, so basically I was scrolling through Steam like trying to figure out or find like what games to record next, and I actually saw this game which honestly I wasn't sure on if I was gonna play it or not, but I saw like screenshots of the art style and it looked really cool. It's like it's got this like noir like old like 90s like theme, and some of you guys know how much I love noir. I just love like the old style of it and like all detective and stuff, so that already caught my attention. But yeah, the fucking like the graphics also did, because like this whole like style was really cool. There's I think this is also like an episodic thing, which like right now I think there's episode 0, but after that currently there's only 1 episode. So I don't know, let me know if you guys would want to see like me do episode 1. I mean obviously if you do want to see more. Yeah, I also, you know, we're playing as a detective, so I got a good nice cup of joe. So yeah, I'm also thinking about maybe making this like longer parts. So I don't know, I'm still I don't know. But yeah, this is probably gonna be a bit of a longer one, so grab some popcorn, grab some drinks, get huddled up under your blankets. It's gonna be okay, new one. Yeah. So episode, yeah, so 2 episodes, I don't know. This is episode 0. Oh, the fucking rain effect. Oh, I'm already feeling cozy. Do I gotta click Of the Devil? It also, wait, I was gonna say real quickly, it also gives me a big on like Danganronpa feel. If any of you guys have ever heard of that game or played that game, it's also like a detective game where you're solving like murders and stuff, which is another reason I kind of wanted to check it out. So yeah. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and a slight blunting of the neon, or the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, camera, and constant noise. This city's got insomnia with an uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the second-hand nervous energy of it all, but plenty accumulate. Just a wave of worry cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep down. Besides, a micro dose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, I can't read. Oh, you're so fucking cool and like fucking edgy. This client of mine's gonna die in jail. Morgan. I'm so into this. Criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there are hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just, I don't know, or just the nearest phone screen. There's light shimmering on every last pixel of the map, and someone's always watching. I wish I had some fucking like some cool sunglasses to do that. And I'm gonna solve this murder. Solitude is a rarity, anonymity is scarce, and criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers, so you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last quiet corners left in the world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much... Wait, what the fuck? Did I just get a phone call? Else I can do until my phone... Shit, it's my phone. I forgot to charge it. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. Okay. You are expected at the 21st precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 5 minutes early. Shit. I'm 14 minutes late. I'll try. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly a quarter past 3 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask me for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. God, I love how fucking cheesy it is. Of the Devil, episode 1. And he shall appear. Disable the door, you get, wait, I don't, okay. I mean, I don't know why I don't know. I kind of would like to know how the game is played. Okay. We're already on our first case. Oh, I thought I could walk around. Suspect not found. Not until I catch the perp. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You think they treat it with a little more gravitas? But whatever, if I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting to the checked in. I should take my time. Information like cash in my line of work, you gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if we can poke around and shake some change loose. Whoa, oh, this really is like Danganronpa. I'm probably gonna make that comparison a lot, because it just immediately what it reminds me of. I'll try not to, obviously. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. This feels like dirty and shit. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. Whoa. Earn your first credit. This homicide department more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain wasn't it dark? Did you know that during events memory formation is blah blah blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. But there's no room to sow doubt anymore, not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. Okay. I'm just gonna check everything. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Gah. Could probably know the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. Hell, I am making so many credits. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always gotta get served at state buildings. But here, there's a few missing persons too. 1 year of silver plan coverage, courtesy of Cadesis as a reward for any. Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. These fucking sick beasts. I feel like I'm gonna bust a move at the club. Okay. I'm not in. Oh, whoa, I have like a huge tab. Okay. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. It's late, I can't fucking read. Pragmatic brutalism, so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. Can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and the iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars from a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built, but walking in here now with crime rates where they are feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. Okay. A data pad? Nani? I'll bite. Just bites the fucking data pad. It's made of glass. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative in a flowery, roundabout, corrupt propaganda sort of way. Jesus Christ. Subway fixes ask city to refocus on canopy, declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded. City engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling, erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on the maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the city, into the canopy high above our city streets. Ballsy on it of them, ballsy on putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaways that the city will be focusing its efforts on. Shit, I forgot I actually gotta be a fucking detective. I can't focus with these sick beats in my ear. I think it might have been the canopy. Was it the canopy? Hell yeah, choose a proper takeaway. There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment, not when councilman's lungs already thoroughly chummed the waters. Alright. Coffee. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. Oh. It booted up fine. So far so good. Good morning. Morgan? I don't know who this is. Here for the public defender contract? Wait, who? I'm so confused. Who's talking? Could you please provide your name? Great. Please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake college charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designer were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their text so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry for having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? I scan my card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great. Now could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do I even bother asking? My birth date's on the damn ID card in my profile. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem. My birthday's What was your birthday? Oh, I forget I have these things. Evidence? Nope. Okay, what the oh. I'm just trying to like, oh my god. Morgan. She's so cute. Okay, date of the December 26th. Okay. Blood type. Yeah, obviously need to know your blood type. Occupation, criminal defense attorney. Likes puzzles, smoking, wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, hairdressers, jogging. Talent, can fall asleep in any position. Coffee, decaf. Hey, you like coffee too? Hey, drink, whiskey, silent. Okay, how do I get back to the game now? I'm scared I pressed the wrong button. Oh, December 26th. December 26th. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to the counseling quarter, 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new emphasis either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a satisfied box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection duly warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It's been 22 months. Wow. Since their timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? Well, I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever gonna fix that crack? Thanks for asking. No, they fucking won't. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription package. Should I send you a link with information? Okay. No. Sorry. That was the main question I had. That'll be all, thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past the homicide detective office back there, through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now. So you could go on break if you'd like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find a the count door to the right thing, yeah. Ads don't get breaks and they don't get my jokes. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. Okay. What? I don't know who's talking. Eyes open, gone or something? A voice. No, voice is coming from down the hall. Oh, to yours, Mom. Thank God I stopped for directions. The building was this empty. The desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate trying about afford. I tried to be serious. Wow, the other ring with youthful indignant. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only 2 living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why else would you bother to print all that out? 1 document or 100 looks the same on the data pad. Anytime you question it, anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think, you know, I'm better than the precinct, or priest and their mother. Their big brother? I wasn't going to say that. So how many of those sheets were you blank then? Oh. No red carpet tonight, officers? Sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around at these times. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. Bad cut, but mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I am, how'd you know? Morgan, Esquire, pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Quasium London? And the ball of sunshine here is my partner, Fair Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Give me the time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? Oh my god. She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight, we're also, sorry I'm changing Morgan's voice like a lot. I'm trying to find the right voice to give her, and it's difficult. We're also your humble guides to illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Who the fuck are you? Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouse before. He never struck me as more than just some old timer. But I suppose being an old timer is just an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely. Oh wait. Oh, you're Sunshine. Oh, it's definitely a new face though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning. And her shift still looks iron. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. I already forget who's who. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls? Pearl must have been quite the commotion. I don't know. So you're London, you're Reyes, right? Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation? Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So, you suspect that the client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in the public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. The heartbreak killer. and we've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm onto some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've never heard of him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks. The crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilante on a street corner in the media on the net. Everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. But right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to the cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it as he's a repeat offender. Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard of his MO. Media gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet straight through the heart, body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name's Heartbreak. I gotta think. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness triumphs originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting people with accuracy like that, it's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak, a real psychopath. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds horrific or sounds robotic? Sounds horrific. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders? Well, you can certainly blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. When we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer and tonight was just his latest crime? That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? I was being literal, counselor. Alright, wait, no, that was you. God damn it. Red-handed. We found your client. He was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? When you say it certainly sounds compelling, is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery file and the ARCs, of course. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you some questions while I got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney, you piece of shit. You're just that pleasant. Come on, Sunshine. Not like we're gonna be punching out anytime soon, right? Well, let your clients stew in the interrogation all night for all I care. You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Oh, okay. Whoa, barren, stark, and uninviting. This must be Rhea's desk. Ooh, got money. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mode of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack, or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. Oh yeah, wasn't I supposed to check the terms and ARCs, augmented reality crime scene. Augmented reality crime scene, abbreviated as ARC, is an investigative tool in which data harvested by the sensors worn on first responders is used to reconstruct a digital copy of pristine crime scene. Programmed and distributed by a small number of tech corporations and frequently modified or even personalized by local ARC systems are used by every major police force, most insurance investigators, and many law firms. Oh my god, there's more. After its introduction in the early oh my god, it's like before like 2077. It's funny because this is also like a cyberpunk theme. 2060s, the technology briefly came under the public scrutiny when the independent news organization United Media Casters released a series of reports claiming that the ARC's data was regularly edited by corrupt officials to erase state secrets. These reports were later found to be fake, and UMC was exposed as the subsidiary of a cell corporation within Labdia Work Solutions, who were marketing a number of alternatives to ARC technology at the same time. Board members at Labdia denounced the actions of said cell and offered assistance to their former competitors in suing leaderships at UMC, but the proceedings and settlements in those lawsuits remain sealed. Okay, cool. That was pretty sick. Anything else? Just checking everything. Okay, I can't speak to them. It's very loud selecting stuff. Loose wires, missing panels, and aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy. What with our dear doting surveillance eliminating so much of the footwork? But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping ground for the police force, most unambiguous and least popular. You know we can hear you, right? Like, you keep talking to yourself and you're standing right in front of us. They seem to be understanding what I'm saying. Maybe I shouldn't be talking out loud. Latest Noble Androids receive warm welcome. Bolstered by a strong earning report and surging sales of the N16 Noble Electronic stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high, while Noble's latest iteration has yet to surpass the sheer popularity of its predecessors. An increased profit margin has left Noble's shareholders very breakthroughs. Many investors were skeptical when at their most are now infamous 2084 trade convention, Noble announced that the 16th line would be the first generation of Android to feature over 50% organic components, so-called warm Android, which at the time only saw demand in the health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down upon as impractical due to the increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and like. And while some critics voiced concerns that fridge religious or traditionalism groups might find warm Androids controversial, more business-focused minds feared that Noble was alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers, users that viewed their Androids from across the room and did not from above the factory floor. However, as has often been the case in the last decade, Noble's doubters were proven wrong. The Enigma 16 is poised to break profitability records with no signs of slowing down, and many industry analysts predict that these once rare organic androids will completely replace their more robotic predecessors in daily lives within the next 3 to 5 years. As described in the earnings report, much of the 16th line's success and indeed the success of Noble's androids in general can be attributed to the remarkable lifelike personable charm of their products, and by all accounts that charm can be attributed to the work of Noble's famed leader programmer Dr. David Asher. Jesus Christ, there's so much reading. Lead programmer is the understatement of the century, said Noble brand ambassador Lucy Dees. Lucy Dees? No. Sorry. On stage at their latest Noble Industry Weekend. It's because of his touring solution that every Noble product from the sleekest assistants to the most advanced intensive care technicians are so beloved and trusted by our customers. Well, his reputation was on full display at the event. Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. He's always been reclusive, but he's become a genuine hermit in the recent years. Are we really to believe he's still, hey fam, hey fam, looks like you're not logged into your device. Want to put it in your account info so we can help you keep reading? No. So basically it's talking about like how robots are taking over and they're becoming more human-like and they're becoming more aware and okay. He's still in the news again. It's no wonder can't spit without it landing on a piece of Noble tech these days, especially not with the states involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government use, they're just too expensive. They're just too expensive to justify. Wait, what am I thinking? No state's ever had a problem with spending money on overpriced crap. Oh, was I supposed to choose something? I don't know. There's something I'm supposed to be searching around for. I feel like I inspected everything. Did I not inspect it? You shouldn't have it cleaned up so much just for a little me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Okay. Nothing else jumps out at me around here. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. Now I need to check out the crime scene data. I should have been sent a link. You've been granted access to state files regarding case. Okay. Press C to enter. To confirm. You need to press C to enter. Oh, I thought I actually had to press C. Am I talking to a person? I am an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preference. So the state likes to be in a little authoritarian. What? You need to reply C. Oh my god. Thank you. Alright, if I project from my phone. Whoa. Okay. This is cool. Wow, augmented reality. Oh god, this is sick. What do I do? Alright, let's see what the police have and what they think is important. Okay, examine. The victim's body. Cause of death. Ballistic trauma. Class IV blood loss. Atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart and brief death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else and no blood or skin under her nails. Blood spatter, forensics and all that other good stuff tells them that she was shot from there. Right there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. Okay. The murder weapon, a revolver, found right next to the body. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gunshot's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing, but all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So, he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. Okay. A stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. It was hit hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. Okay. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point, and yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. That's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked at night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this, but no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. But what about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just the lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Oh, it's like something. Is it like a secret underground thing? Secret underground thing. You know what I mean. Unidentified ceramic debris flagged as irrelevant. That's their technical assignment. Guess even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay, that's everything that the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? Oh wait, what the hell is that? Something in the victim's hand. How the hell did... It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripexone and cybernetic. You're making up words now. taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city and it still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but untimely and relevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything that's not here. No out of place DNA footprints, crumbs. Nothing that points towards anyone except my client. Well, I've done more with less before, but not much more. What? Game? I'm really gonna have to to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... I suppose it could be something important. Brat. Red. What? Couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty clear, cheery way of to tell me you violated parole. Lol, not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just the keyboard and pushing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish! They made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Set. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-up? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. God, you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so anything cool. Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it... Oh, they know about the Heartbreak Killer as well? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why'd you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something. You taking up lost cause pro nose work. It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing, lol. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow, Sunday, I can stay up if I want. tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. Well, what's the... what? Shit. It's nearly 4 a.m. kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Shit! Fuck! Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that kid's bad for my blood pressure. To be honest, I forget whose voice is who. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Androids and cops. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're late on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week, not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts? With the nobles? Good guess. Hardly the biggest... Hardly? They're the biggest robotic corp there is. Could spend all day in the center city without leaving their office shadows. Yes, well, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for noble ads by the end of the month. Yes, come here. Even with the noble pushing those warm androids. Warm? Yeah, might as well call it the adult line. Yeah, or might see them in their bigger department or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as android detective. Yet. Any data now? Yeah. Guess we should be expecting those any day, or I don't know why thought it said data day now. Maybe android lawyers too. Get some android politicians and we'd have the full set. Get real, people might like ads who do what they're told, but they despise ads who tell them what to do. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let the machines do the investigating too. The union would. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needs to have specified it's the only real union there is anymore. Heartbreak. Checking my phone, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crime a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists, though all kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with. We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detectives. National DNA registries are robust enough to cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time high. But you gonna spout some alt-pull bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than any other time in history, detective. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off. But pressure from the higher ups must be reaching its peak. they want, maybe need to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. Oh shit. That was so creepy, but so cool. Yeah, well, even if there is nothing standard about HK, department stop still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight and knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why is that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. How is that even possible? I know that there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? You think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? I understand your concern, man, but optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance system signing up to feed into the state security network. It's not imperfect, just another one of many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect, it's meant to help us solve crimes, or at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. Fat chance deterrents are for far war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket with very few holes left in it, but it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kind of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved, but the end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts, and the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You'd need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. They'd have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file has his file says he's mooted for heavy mass manipulation and not tech interfacing, so that just leaves city planning. So, does he work for construction for the city? HK is only ever struck at times in locations where optics would be down. Even with the devil's own luck, it can't possibly be a coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed? Yeah, there was a blackout from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. And it included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. Well, what about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client that match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect, no DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics. Also no motive, or no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a luck break for the boys in blue. Scanners, cams, drones, forensic, no matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on our one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. He never made a single mistake. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So, was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There was no list of suspects. We questioned some X's, a few CIs, some even spoke to 1 or 2 unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come off that. There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they have, the only thing they could have to link my client to those killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but did you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust much of what comes off his mouth. But we've managed thanks to less biased sources, and we're pretty confident about what we've been able to pierce together from their statements. So they've interviewed witnesses. Sounds eerily similar to the real police work. Oh, that's cool. She has like a digital thing. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another standing around 8 p.m. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us about the happy couple's domestic problems. Jesus. Everyone in the building knew they'd be fighting for weeks. As you'd probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered. But the things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. But, alright, I keep getting confused who's talking. But we've heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about that time. Right, emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound of what it was, but the silence that followed was pretty universal alarming. Officers arrived on the street at 9:08 p.m., established a perimeter, entered through the open front door at 9:10 p.m. And then they find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in blood. At which point they moved to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand singular? Your client modded cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking about here? Registered with an Ohio, I don't know, 85 Hubbills industrial grade, looks like. Says he's spec'd for a dexterous manipulation of up to class 4 CUPID'S, which means a minimum grip strengthened of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Yeah, but that doesn't sound like a, whatchamacallit, like a Kuroshi or a, what are cybernetics in cyberpunk? Sorry, I forget. Gorilla arms. Sorry, it's been a while. He doesn't sound like he has gorilla arms, so I don't think it's that bad. Considering a career change. No, it's not that. It's just your eyes must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here, I thought you were just a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, that arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money got tight. The arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 18 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'll be willing to chalk that up to the coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a Calver M54, 6-chambered 10mm. Calver, how retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags. How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, time span, trigger pulls, safety coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with this 5 other times? I got all this reading. I need coffee. If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before an update withdrawal set in. So then M54, that's model year 2054, a 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some way, yes. Or sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of his weapon has kept us in the dark so far, but now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archives department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig, but with the patrols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets fried from the guns that are older are marked by the barrel's shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we'd know that they were all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug and play as Zags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber. Without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with in the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. Untagged gun just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other locations seen as. To summarize then, you'd believe that my client fought verbally then physically with his girlfriend, and then he retrieved this weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his effect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost him points with the cops, but beyond that, people react lost in all kinds of ways usual. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Jeez, we've been going on for a very long time, and I need to end the episode soon. Details. So, how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Baker Flat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already, they really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diana Don. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people, so you gotta be really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, the Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times, and that makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinary insane. But nutjobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same field. Weeks of digital autopsies, I don't know, crawling up and down their online profile. Nothing. So this serial killer chose his victims at random if they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than that they all look like cousins. Their physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were a young woman with brown hair and eyes, and about the same height and comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. HK has got himself a type, anyone can see that. You really gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? A young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from a portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think that what exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits. Then you put the shoe on. What sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to display their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for the night by first practicing on these other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. They want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, there'd have to be signs of hesitation, nerves. There'd have to be mistakes, on top of which guns are impersonal execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot of sterile. If you ask me. Oh, it's so creepy every time. Thanks for the chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly gonna have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? Because we found a handwritten confession at his desk. What? Nani? Well, that's unexpected. I'm sorry, you're now telling me that he wrote the confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy in the discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. Wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first. But I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough. I know what that now. I'll be taking responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Barely legible. In fact. Well, got a spin on that? No need. But it's in confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering that he asked for representation in his fucking brain. Yeah, the most wanted man in the world asked for a lawyer and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly, I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can't afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that the man being responsible for 6 murders 2 hours ago in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual. And that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry, but I doubt I'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 Alright, goddammit. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Jesus. Seriously though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching the feed from right outside, and in case anything happens. And the cuff that is stays on. That worried about me? How chauffeurist. Yeah, my arm is practically blinding. Gross. I'll start up the unlock cycle. Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest you help him sign the confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defensive attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime if there was ever one. And even if death penalty's not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not gonna like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program in person, and it's being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, something in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty. Not much is true. It saves the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with reduced sentencing. But no one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest their mind another day in their life. 3:55 a.m. June 5th, 2086. Oh, is that the guy? It's the press. Okay. I might actually just end it here. I've been going on for a bit too long. Okay, yeah. We're moving on to the next. So let me save. Can I save? Yeah. And I'm gonna end it. I'm sorry, but like I've been recording for like about an hour and like 22 minutes now. This game is actually a lot of fun. I love doing voices in video games like this, and the characters, they're really fun. Morgan is really cool. Reyes, I like her. Like all of them are so cool. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see me finish this and do because again, after this there's still episode 1, and then I think they're working on episode 2 because it said wish list. So I don't know. But yeah, sadly, that's going to be it for this episode of the Devil. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to punch that like button in the face like a pirate. Also, if you want to see more videos that Assassin is made, click the annotation at the end.